How's it going, everyone? Today I am back with another video. Today I am going to be talking about the frigate and the certain weapons and components you can put on a frigate. Now there are many different options and you can choose whatever option you would like. So let's get right into this video. Okay guys, so once you guys are at your main base, what you want to do is go to the top right where it says more. So let's click that, and now we want to go to Ship Design Center and click Frigate. Now this is the default frigate, so let's press Set Default. This is the default frigate you are given once you start the game. It's called Eagle, and let's press Edit on this Eagle design. Okay. So let's take all of the weapons off. If you don't know how to take the weapons off, all you guys have to do is, let's add one. All you guys have to do is tap and hold and drag it down. That's how you take off a weapon. And if you guys want to add a weapon, all you guys have to do is tap and hold on a weapon, drag up and place it in a shape. And there are option one is kinetic weapon. Option 2 is a beam, option 3 is a chemical, and option 4 is a robotic. Those are the weapons you guys can add onto the ship, and we're going to discuss that right now. And before we go any further, let's talk about the basic statistics on this ship without any weapons. Now, its health is 2000, its shield is 2500, its armor is 2, its accuracy is 5, it's a simple hull, its evasion is 29, its jump is 25, its movement is 1000, and its DPR is 0. So, let's add a kinetic weapon to the T slot. There are two different slots. There is a T slot and an S slot on this ship. Now a T slot is smaller than an S slot, just letting you guys know. So let's add a kinetic weapon to a T slot. It doesn't matter which one. And it only changes the accuracy and the DPR. So the accuracy now for one T slot is 85 and the DPR for one T slot is 26. So let's take that off and add a kinetic weapon to the S slot. Okay, well its accuracy is still 85 and its DPR is 52. And now let's add kinetic weapons into all three slots. All the statistics stay the same except the DPR. Now the DPR is 105. Now let's move on to the beam. Let's add the beam in the T slot. Oh wow. So the accuracy for the beam is 135 and the DPR for the beam is 26. Okay, so let's take off the beam for the T slot and add it to the S slot. Okay, well the accuracy stayed the same, which is 135, and the DPR for an S slot with a beam is 52. Now let's add two more beam weapons and see what we get. So the accuracy stayed the same once again and the DPR is now 105. Okay, let's move on to the chemical weapon. Let's add it to the T slot. Wow. Now the accuracy for a chemical weapon in a T slot is 135 and the DPR is 26. Now that's a chemical in the T slot. Now let's add it to the S slot. So the accuracy stayed the same once more. It is 135 and the DPR is 52. Now let's add two more chemical weapons to the T slots. There we go, and now our DPR is 105. Wow. So let's move on to our final weapon of choice, which is the robotic weapon. But first, let's remove all of these chemical weapons from the slots and put the robotic weapon in the T slot first. And the accuracy for the robotic weapon on a frigate is 205, and the DPR is 26. Now let's add it to the S slot. The accuracy is still 105, and the DPR is 52. So let's add 2 more robotic weapons, and the accuracy is the same, and the DPR is 105. Now let's take off these robotic weapons and move on to components. Okay, by default, they have given us 2 reactors, 1 armor, and 1 shield. Let's take all of those off. And now our statistics are 2000 health, 0 shield, 0 armor, 5 accuracy. It's still a simple hull. Its evasion is 29, its jump is 25, its movement is 1000, and its DPR is 0. Okay, so armor. Once we add it to a S slot, it gives us 2 armor. And once we add it to a T slot, it gives us 1 armor. So the S slot is bigger than the T slot, as I said before. And let's move on to plate. So let's add plate to a S slot, which increases our health to 2250, so it adds 250. Let's add it to the T slot, and now our health is 2125. Now let's move on to our third option, which is shield. Let's add it to the S slot, and it adds 500 shield. Let's remove that and add it to the T slot now. And the T slot only adds 250 shield to the ship. Let's move on to disruptor. Let's add it to the S slot, and it gives us 34 evasion. Let's remove that and add it to a T slot, and now it gives us 31 evasion. So if we add the disruptor to an S slot, it gives us 34 evasion. Now let's remove that and add the disruptor to a T slot, and it gives us 31. So that is a 3 evasion difference. Alright guys, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys choose the right components and right weapons for your ship. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. But before I go, I will be releasing a destroyer video pretty soon, so subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you later. Peace.